The First Contact's Price. Commander Olivia Blackwood stared through the viewport of Luna Base Aegis, her reflection ghosting against the stars. 8 years had passed since the Nexian Empire's ships first darkened Earth's skies, and humanity had learned painful lessons about their place in the cosmos. "Commander, the Nexian delegation has arrived," Lieutenant James Torres announced, his voice tight with barely contained frustration. Like many in Earth's defense force, he hadn't forgotten the humiliation of first contact. Olivia straightened her midnight blue uniform and nodded. "Let's not keep our friends waiting." The Nexians had arrived in 2157 with ships that seemed to bend physics itself. Their vessels danced through space like liquid mercury, using technology that made humanity's best engines look like steam locomotives. They weren't hostile, they were worse. They were patronizing. The delegation chamber gleamed with polished steel and smart glass displays. 3 Nexians waited inside, their crystalline exoskeletons catching the light. Ambassador Zyxtal stood at their center, his translucent fingers steepled in what humans had learned was a gesture of amused superiority. "Commander Blackwood," Zyxtal's voice resonated through his translator, "we trust you've reviewed our latest proposals." Olivia accessed the holographic display between them. The proposal was another thinly veiled demand: more human colonies would need to be relocated to make way for Nexian expansion. Their reason? Humans simply weren't efficient enough in utilizing space resources. "Ambassador, these colonies represent years of human development and..." "Development?" Zyxtal interrupted, his crystalline structure shifting to a deeper blue. "Commander, your species still relies on primitive fusion drives. Your attempts at quantum mechanics are..." He paused, searching for a diplomatic word, "quaint." Behind her, Olivia heard Torres shift uncomfortably. She kept her face neutral, though her fingers clenched behind her back. What the Nexians didn't know, what only a handful of humans knew, was that deep beneath Europa's ice, Project Quantum Dawn was about to change everything. "We understand our limitations, Ambassador," Olivia said carefully. "However, these colonies represent significant investments." Zyxtal's assistant, Dalvor, stepped forward, his crystalline form rippling with barely concealed disdain. "We are offering generous compensation and technological assistance in relocation. Surely you understand this is for the greater good of both our species." Olivia thought of the quantum core beneath Europa, of Dr. Rhodes's latest breakthrough, of the massive ship being constructed in secret. Just 3 more months. They only needed to stall for 3 more months. "Perhaps we could discuss a longer transition period," she suggested. "Many of these colonies have complex infrastructure that can't be moved quickly." The Nexians conferred among themselves, their crystals chiming in their native language. Olivia used the moment to send a coded message through her neural implant: "How long until the next test?" Dr. Rhodes's response came instantly: "Quantum stability achieved at 47%. 3 months until full capability." "Keep them talking, Commander." Zyxtal turned back to her. "We will allow a 6-month transition period, no more. The Empire's expansion cannot be delayed by human inefficiency." "Thank you for your generosity," Olivia managed. "We'll begin planning the relocations immediately." As the Nexians filed out, Torres stepped closer. "Commander, we can't keep giving ground like this. There has to be a way to." "There is, Lieutenant," Olivia cut him off quietly. "But for now, we play their game. We let them think we're the primitive species they believe us to be." She turned back to the viewport, watching a Nexian ship glide effortlessly through space. Soon, very soon, humanity would show the galaxy that underestimating Earth had been the Empire's greatest mistake. In her pocket, she clutched a small quantum crystal, a prototype that Dr. Rhodes had given her. To the Nexians, it would appear to be a simple decorative stone. They had no idea that humans had cracked the code of quantum manipulation, developing it in ways the Empire had never imagined. "Send word to all colonies," she ordered Torres. Tell them to begin evacuation preparations, but remind them to leave some equipment behind. In 3 months, we'll be coming back for everything they thought they could take from us. The quantum crystal hummed softly against her palm, a promise of humanity's coming revolution. The Nexians had taught humanity a valuable lesson about technological superiority. It was almost time to show them what good students humans could be. Project Quantum Dawn. Dr. Nathan Rhodes hunched over his workstation in the depths of Europa Base Helios, his eyes fixed on the quantum stability readings. The massive facility, carved into Europa's ice, hummed with energy as the experimental core pulsed with an otherworldly blue light. Quantum field stability holding at 52%, announced Samira Patel, her fingers dancing across multiple holographic displays. That's a 5% increase from last week. Nathan allowed himself a small smile. After years of working in absolute secrecy, they were finally approaching breakthrough levels. The massive chamber around them housed humanity's greatest achievement, a quantum core that didn't just manipulate spacetime, it rewrote its rules. "How's the integration with the Hyperion coming along?" he asked, turning to Marcus Wong, their lead engineering specialist. Marcus pulled up a 3D schematic of the massive ship being constructed in the adjacent cavern. Hull integration is at 89%. The quantum lattice is growing exactly as designed. But he hesitated, "We're still seeing power fluctuations in sections 7 through 12. Nathan moved to the main viewing window, watching crews work on the UES Hyperion's gleaming hull. Unlike conventional ships, the Hyperion's quantum-integrated structure was partially grown rather than built, using principles they'd reverse-engineered from studying Nexian technology. "Dr. Rhodes," Samira called out suddenly, "you need to see this." On her screen, the quantum stability readings were showing an unexpected pattern. Nathan leaned in, his eyes widening. "Is that?" "Yes," Samira confirmed. "The quantum field isn't just stable, it's self-reinforcing. The crystal lattice is learning." This was beyond anything they'd hoped for. The Nexians used quantum technology like a tool. Humanity had found a way to make it evolve. "Send this data to Commander Blackwood," Nathan ordered. "And get me a secure line to Admiral Hassan." As they waited for the connection, Nathan reflected on the journey that had brought them here. After first contact, while most of humanity reeled from the shock of their cosmic insignificance, a small group of scientists had seen opportunity. The Nexians' arrogance had been their weakness, they'd displayed their technology freely, assuming humans could never understand it. Dr. Rhodes, Admiral Hassan's hologram appeared before them. "I trust this interruption means good news." "Better than good, Admiral. The quantum core isn't just stable, it's exceeding our theoretical limits. The Hyperion won't just match Nexian capabilities. It's going to surpass them." The Admiral's expression remained stern, but Nathan caught the glimmer of hope in his eyes. "Timeline?" 2 months, Nathan replied confidently. "We'll be ready for full systems test in 2 months. The Nexians are pushing harder for colony relocations," Hassan warned. "Commander Blackwood can't stall them much longer." 2 months, Nathan repeated. "That's all we need. When the Hyperion launches, everything changes." After the Admiral's hologram faded, Nathan turned to his team. "Double shift starting now. I want full integration testing on all systems within the week." As his team rushed to comply, Nathan approached the quantum core chamber. Through layers of shielding, he could see the heart of their revolution, crystals grown from Earth minerals but infused with possibilities the Nexians had never imagined. "Sir," Marcus called out, "you should know, some of the maintenance crew are talking. Rumors about what we're building are spreading." Nathan nodded grimly. "Increase security protocols. We can't risk the Nexians learning about this." "Not yet." He checked his personal quantum crystal, synchronized with the core. The patterns flowing through it were beautiful, complex, alive. Humanity had taken the Nexians' quantum technology and done what humans did best, they'd innovated, adapted, evolved it. In 2 months, the galaxy would learn that humanity's primitive understanding of physics had led them to discoveries the Nexians had never dreamed possible. The quantum core pulsed again, stronger this time, as if it shared their determination. The age of human submission was ending. The age of quantum ascendance was about to begin. The awakening. The tension aboard Europa base Helios was palpable as final preparations for the Hyperion's launch commenced. Deep within the command center, Laura Winters, the ship's designated captain, reviewed the quantum core diagnostics with growing anticipation. "All systems are showing green," reported First Officer Benjamin Reeves, his dark eyes reflecting the blue glow of the holographic displays. "Quantum lattice integration at 100% across all sections." Laura ran her hand along the smooth surface of the captain's neural interface. This wasn't just a ship they were launching, it was humanity's declaration of independence from Nexian dominance. "Status report from surface teams," she asked, watching crews make final adjustments through the observation windows. "Ice shield dissolution beginning now," confirmed Diana Zhao from her station. "We'll have a clear launch window in 20 minutes. The massive cavern housing the Hyperion had been their secret for 5 years. Now, specialized heat beams were carefully melting the kilometers of ice above them, creating a passage to space that would refreeze behind them, leaving no trace of their existence. Dr. Rhodes entered the command center, looking exhausted but determined. "Captain Winters, the quantum core is ready for initialization sequence. There's something you should know, during final testing, we discovered the core has developed patterns we didn't program." "Dangerous?" Laura asked sharply. "No," Nathan smiled. "Beneficial. The quantum lattice has evolved beyond our original designs. The ship isn't just capable of quantum manipulation, it can predict and adapt to quantum states we haven't even encountered yet." A alert flashed across their screens. "Nexian patrol detected," Benjamin announced. "Standard orbital sweep of Europa." "Perfect timing," Laura said grimly. "Let them watch. Initialize launch sequence." The Hyperion's quantum core hummed to life, sending vibrations through the entire base. Unlike conventional engines, there was no roar, no flame, just a steadily building resonance as quantum fields began to align. "Hull quantum integration at optimal levels," Diana reported. "Structural integrity fields holding steady. Ice shield dissolution at 98%. Laura activated the ship-wide comm, "All hands, this is the captain. Take your stations. Today, we remind the galaxy that humanity will not be relegated to the cosmic sidelines." The massive ship began to rise, held aloft by quantum fields that denied gravity itself. Through the dissolving ice ceiling, stars became visible, and among them, the distant shape of a Nexian patrol vessel. "They're scanning us," Benjamin reported, tension in his voice. "Their quantum sensors are going crazy trying to make sense of our signatures." "Let them look," Laura smiled. "Initiate quantum field dispersion." The Hyperion's outer hull began to shimmer, splitting light in ways that defied conventional physics. To the Nexian sensors, the ship would appear to be everywhere and nowhere at once. "Nexian vessel is broadcasting demands for identification," Diana announced. "They're charging weapons." "No response necessary," Laura ordered. "Dr. Rhodes, is the core ready for our first jump?" Nathan checked his readings one final time. "Ready, Captain. All quantum matrices aligned." Laura took a deep breath. This was the moment that would change everything. "Calculate jump coordinates to Luna base Aegis. Let's show Commander Blackwood what her patience has bought us." "Coordinates locked," Benjamin confirmed. "Jump drive spooling up." The Hyperion's quantum core pulsed once, twice, and then the massive ship simply ceased to exist in normal space. No flash, no distortion, just gone, leaving behind a very confused Nexian patrol and a rapidly refreezing hole in Europa's ice. They reappeared instantly above Luna, the Earth's blue marble floating majestically behind them. The quantum jump had been smoother than anyone had expected, as if the ship had simply stepped from one point in space to another. "Multiple Nexian vessels detecting us," Diana reported. "They're scrambling to combat positions." "Hold position," Laura ordered. "Let them come." It's time they learned that humanity has grown beyond their expectations. Through the bridge viewport, she watched Nexian ships approaching, their crystalline forms gleaming in the starlight. They still moved with that familiar arrogant grace, but today that grace would meet its match. The quantum core hummed contentedly, ready to show the galaxy what humanity had achieved in secret. The age of Nexian technological superiority was about to end, not with a battle, but with a demonstration that would reshape the balance of power forever. Echoes of betrayal. In the heart of Luna Base Aegis, Commander Olivia Blackwood watched the Hyperion materialize with a mixture of pride and concern. The quantum vessel's sudden appearance had thrown the entire Nexian fleet into chaos. "Incoming transmission from the Nexian flagship," Lieutenant Torres reported. "Ambassador Zewextal is demanding answers." Before Olivia could respond, a warning blared through the command center. Security Chief Rachel Sullivan burst through the doors, her face pale. "Commander, we have a breach. Someone just transmitted detailed quantum core specifications to the Nexian embassy." "Track it," Olivia ordered, her mind racing. "And get me Captain Winters on secure channel." The holographic displays filled with data as Rachel's team traced the transmission. The betrayal stung, but it wasn't unexpected. They had known the Nexians would have infiltrators. "Signal traced," Rachel announced grimly. "It's coming from Europa Base. Someone inside Project Quantum Dawn." On the main screen, the Hyperion hung in space, surrounded by increasingly agitated Nexian vessels. Captain Winter's hologram appeared, looking concerned. "Commander, we're picking up unusual quantum fluctuations from the Nexian ships. They're trying to replicate our core signature." "They have our specs," Olivia informed her. "We have a traitor." Laura's expression hardened. "How much did they get?" "Enough to be dangerous. But not enough to understand what we've actually created." The quantum core's true nature, its ability to learn and evolve, hadn't been in any specifications. That had been a discovery, not a design. "Multiple Nexian vessels powering up experimental quantum drives," Torres reported. "They're attempting to match our capabilities." Olivia allowed herself a small smile. "Let them try." "Captain Winters, initiate defense protocol echo." The Hyperion's response was breathtaking. The massive ship split into 3 perfect copies, each one as solid and real as the original. The Nexian attempts at quantum manipulation faltered in comparison, their ship struggling with unstable fields. "Commander," Rachel interrupted, "we've identified the traitor. It's Dr. Victor Kane from the Quantum Integration Team." The name hit Olivia like a physical blow. Victor had been with the project from the beginning, one of their brightest minds. "Location?" "He's trying to reach the Nexian embassy shuttle bay. Security teams are en route." Aboard the Hyperion, Laura Winters watched the Nexian ship's clumsy attempts at quantum manipulation with growing confidence. "They don't understand," she said. "They think it's just technology. They don't realize it's alive." The quantum core pulsed in agreement, its consciousness growing stronger with each moment. What Victor Kane had stolen were blueprints for a machine. What humanity had created was something far more profound. "Nexian flagship is charging weapons," Benjamin reported. "They're targeting our port quantum matrix." "Let them," Laura ordered. "Initiate quantum phase shift." The Hyperion's 3 copies merged back into one, passing through the Nexian energy beams like they were nothing more than light shows. The quantum core had already adapted to their weapon frequencies, rendering them harmless. Back in Luna Base, security footage showed Victor Kane's capture. The scientist fought desperately as Rachel's teams surrounded him, screaming about humanity's arrogance and the Nexians' rightful dominance of space. "Why, Victor?" Olivia asked, watching through the security feed. "We were about to change everything." "You don't understand," Victor spat. "The Nexians were guiding us, protecting us from ourselves. This technology, it's too powerful. We're not ready." Olivia turned back to the view of the Hyperion, now dancing through space in ways that made the Nexian ships look clumsy and obsolete. "No, Victor. The Nexians weren't protecting us. They were holding us back. And now they're about to learn what humanity can really do. Quantum ascendance." The standoff above Luna reached its crescendo as Ambassador Zwextal's hologram materialized in the Hyperion's command center. His crystalline form flickered with colors of rage and disbelief. "What you have done is impossible," he stated, his translator struggling to convey his agitation. "Our scientists reviewed your stolen specifications. This level of quantum manipulation cannot exist." Captain Laura Winters stood calmly before the hologram, the quantum core humming in perfect harmony with her neural interface. "You reviewed blueprints, Ambassador. What we built has grown far beyond them." Through the viewport, dozens of Nexian ships maintained their attack positions, their weapons charged but useless against the Hyperion's evolved quantum fields. Dr. Rhodes stepped forward, addressing the ambassador directly. "You showed us quantum technology, thinking we'd never understand it," Nathan said. "But you forgot something crucial about humans: we don't just copy, we innovate. We saw quantum manipulation as a tool. We made it a partner." The Hyperion demonstrated his words by splitting into 6 identical vessels, each one housing a perfect copy of the conscious quantum core. The Nexian ship sensors overloaded trying to track them all. "This is your only warning," Laura announced. "Humanity is reclaiming its colonies. All of them. The era of Nexian guidance is over." On Luna Base, Commander Blackwood watched the confrontation with growing satisfaction. Behind her, Victor Kane was being led away in restraints, his betrayal having accomplished nothing. "Nexian fleet is powering up their experimental quantum drives," Benjamin reported. "They're attempting a coordinated attack." Laura nodded calmly. "Show them why that's a mistake." The Hyperion's quantum core reached out, its consciousness touching the crude quantum fields the Nexians had hastily copied. With elegant precision, it unraveled their attempts at manipulation, leaving their ships drifting with conventional drives only. "Impossible." Zwextal's hologram flickered violently. "Our understanding of quantum mechanics is centuries ahead of yours." Nathan corrected. "Your understanding stopped at manipulation. Ours evolved to cooperation." The quantum core pulsed with agreement, its consciousness now visible as patterns of light dancing across the Hyperion's hull. It had chosen humanity not because they were the most advanced, but because they were willing to grow, to change, to see technology not as a tool to be controlled but as a partner in exploration. "You have 24 hours to begin withdrawing from human colonies," Laura stated. "After that, we'll help you withdraw." The demonstration that followed would be remembered for generations. The Hyperion's 6 copies merged into one, then phased through the entire Nexian fleet, temporarily sharing its quantum consciousness with their ships. For a brief moment, they felt what humanity had achieved, not dominance over quantum mechanics, but partnership with it. When the Hyperion re-emerged, the Nexian ships hung motionless in space. Ambassador Zwextal's hologram had fallen silent, his crystalline form dim with shock. 24 hours, Laura repeated softly. "The choice is yours." As the Nexian fleet began its withdrawal, Commander Blackwood sent a final message to all human colonies: "Come home. The quantum age of humanity has begun." The Hyperion's quantum core hummed contentedly, its consciousness intertwined with the ship and crew. Humanity had proven itself ready for more than just quantum technology, they had proven themselves ready for true evolution. In the void of space, the ship's quantum field rippled with possibilities. This wasn't just a victory over the Nexiums, it was humanity's first step into a future where technology and consciousness merged, where the barriers between possible and impossible dissolved. The age of quantum ascendance had begun, and humanity would never be underestimated again.